Hello everyone and welcome to another Star Wars figure review. Next up for you today we're going to be taking a look at another figure from Vintage Collection Wave 2, and this time around it's Darth Sidious's apprentice. Now that's not Count Dooku and it's not Darth Maul obviously, but it is of course none other than the chosen one himself, Anakin Skywalker, or at this point in the movie, Darth Vader. I must admit, this wasn't one of the figures that was really high on my to get list, but after seeing several video reviews and reading several write-ups about this figure, my opinion really changed about him, and just seeing him, on the card, I just really wanted to get him because he's a vast improvement over previous Anakin releases. I'll get onto why that is in just a moment, but first up we're going to take a look at the packaging that he comes in. Here it is. They've chosen a very nice card for this figure. Got Darth Vader on the card there, although as you can see the name tag does specify this figure as Anakin Skywalker, which is correct to an extent, but as we all know, Darth Sidious has renamed Anakin as Darth Vader by this point, so that's chronologically incorrect. There is a running change of this card that's just been released in a case revision of the Vintage Collection Wave 3, where the name tag has been changed, so that is something for the card variation hunters to track down. And then of course on the back you've got the original release of Anakin in this form, which was on the Revenge of the Sith card in 2005, and then you've also got the rest of the wave picture on the bottom as well as the brief description at the side. So very cool packaging for this guy. And onto the figure. Now, as I said, this figure wasn't really that high up on my to get list due to the fact that it was just another Anakin as far as I was concerned, but as I said, after reading and seeing several reviews, I just had to get this guy because Hasbro have really done an amazing job. Right, now the first thing that I really like about this figure is the pose that he's got his hand in. As you can see, he's got it in the Force choke position. So if you've got a Padme figure and you want to recreate that classic scene where Anakin nearly kills his wife, then go for it. Not the most pleasant of scenes to recreate, but whatever floats your boat. So that's very cool. Also, you'll notice as well that this guy has a new head sculpt, which is unlike any other Anakin head sculpt that we've seen. There's a ton of detail in the hair, which I really like. The only downside of it is the fact that Hasbro have kind of made Anakin's face a little bit too chubby in this instance, and it doesn't look too great, but it's not a massive problem. If I zoom in and give you a closer look at the figure's head sculpt, you'll also notice that Hasbro have indeed, let me just get my big head out of the shot, Hasbro have indeed given him, if I can get a camera to focus, come on, there we go, Hasbro have given him Sith eyes to really show how evil Anakin is becoming at this point in the movie. How well that shows up, but his eyes have turned yellow and he is well on his way to becoming the ultimate apprentice of the dark side. The third thing I like about this figure is the soft goods robe. I'm not usually a fan of these robes because they either tend to be oversized, or the hoods don't look right, or they just don't flow very well on the figure, but this one looks really good and really natural, and it doesn't look too abnormal. It looks really good. Very pleased with it. The next thing I like about this figure is the added accessories. As you can see, not only do you get Anakin's ignited lightsaber, but you also get the unlit hilt that can be attached to the belt, which in my opinion is always a plus. I don't think Hasbro do that enough nowadays. And finally, I really like the fact that Hasbro have seriously upgraded this guy's articulation. Younger collectors will know, and the older collectors as well, that there is an Anakin Skywalker figure currently available in the Saga Legends line, which is a repack of the one that was released in the 30th anniversary collection back in 2008, which I have done a review on. If you remember correctly, that figure at the time was considered the definitive version of Anakin, although they were still utilising the swivel cut elbows, which in my opinion and a lot of collectors I absolutely hate. The swivel cut elbows are awful. They just don't provide as much movement as an action figure should have, and they just look terrible. If I remove the soft goods robe on this figure, Hasbro have actually upgraded this to feature ball hinged elbows, which is always a plus in my opinion. Absolutely love ball joints, and they look a lot better than the swivel cuts. And I don't know, there's just something that makes this figure look a damn sight cooler than its previous release. Very, very nice. In actual terms of articulation, he has a ball jointed neck, shoulders, and as I mentioned, elbows. He also has swivel wrists, a ball jointed torso, ball hinged hips, so you can do the splits, ball hinged knees, and ball hinged ankles. Now what I really like about the lower part of this figure is the fact that even though the guy has ball jointed hips, the soft goods tunic is made out of what I've just said it's made out of. You know, the lower part of the tunic is made from soft goods, and that just provides so much more in the terms of added posability and, you know, movement for the figure. Just added bonus every time with soft goods. So there we go, a very nice figure all around. Really impressed with this one, and even if you've got Christ knows how many Anakin Skywalker figures, or Darth Vader in this case, then I highly recommend you go out and pick this one up, because he's an absolutely fantastic figure. He's really, really good. I think a few minor tweaks to the head, and Hasbro will have got their definitive Anakin Skywalker. As I said, it's just the face is just a tiny bit too chubby in my opinion, but it's not a massive problem. So there we go, that's Anakin Skywalker from the Vintage Collection Wave 2, and that's going to wrap up this wave for now. I'll be back with some Clone Wars reviews next, so stay tuned for those, and until next time, keep collecting, and may the Force be with you.